We have the Minister of Information in Zambia, that is Minister Cornelius Mweetwa. Minister Cornelius, the Zambians up in arms after the repatriation of the former leader of the country, Dr. Edgar Lungu, having been stopped in South Africa at Lanseria Airport in Johannesburg. Now, the late leader's family stopped this repatriation from going ahead shortly before he was destined to fly back to his home country, which is Zambia, because of the feud between the family and the Zambian government. Good afternoon to you, and thank you for joining us. Now, just take us through, take us into your confidence and just give us an update as to exactly what is unfolding.
Well, thank you very much. Allowing the Zambian government to have a say on this impasse that has gripped not just the nation of Zambia, but indeed the region, the SADC region, the continent, and I think the whole globe. Now, what is happening is that we do believe by now that the so-called feud between the Zambian government and the family of the late president is at the moment something which is beyond logic, or reason to explain, because this is quite unprecedented in Zambia, and culturally and traditionally it is something that is un-Zambian, and I think that it has shocked the conscience of all our citizens, including the entire continent, because as Africans, there is a way we mourn one another. There is a way we respect the dead. But with what has transpired now, I think that this is a setback, in that the Zambian government, right from the time that we were told about the condition of the former president, has done everything within its powers to be of use to the family and to ensure that everything that has to be done, relating to a former president was put in place. And we have to take this opportunity to thank the authorities in South Africa, the South African government, for the support that they have rendered to all this process, to the government of the Republic of Zambia, and also to the family of the late President Edgar Lungu. They have paid host to him, firstly, at a time when he was undergoing treatment, and also now still paying host while he has departed. Let me now come home to the point. The point is that the government of the Republic of Zambia did not expect any of this that has really transpired, because we didn't think there was any matter so crucially outstanding as to lead to this now befittingly called an impasse. Because when the former president was in South Africa, we were told that he was in good health. There was actually a question on the floor of the House at Parliament, where a member of Parliament from the opposition sought to find out on the health of the former president, citing the fact that the former president is actually, somebody who is of public interest. And that was received violently from the members of parliament and leadership of the Patriotic Front, who then told the nation that former President Edgar Lungu was enjoying excellent health, and that he was even jogging in South Africa, and that he was even, lecturing at some, institutions, giving lectures as former president. That is what they told the nation, until such a time when there was this calamity of his untimely demise. It is at
Now,
that time
Minister, because of time, I need to get as much information from you as possible for the benefit of not only ourselves, but our listeners. Are you able to tell us exactly what the issues are between the government of Zambia and the former late President Edgar Lungu's family? Because we saw an attorney who came forward and stated that he had given instruction that he would not want the current president of Zambia to be around his body. Give us the details of exactly what has come out, especially from the attorney who came out and made a public statement.
Well, first of all, I must indicate that the entire country was taken aback and that the whole citizenry were shocked with that announcement because it was something that we didn't expect. There was no reasonable cause whatsoever to come up with that statement. They are alleging that the former president died without being taken good care of by the government of the Republic of Zambia. They are alleging that at the time he died, all his entitlements had been taken away from him, that he died a persecuted man. Now, let me place facts on record that in terms of Chapter 15, which is the Former President's Benefits Act, Section 5, a former president is entitled to various amenities such as office space, transport, security, medicals, holidays to any destination of their choice once per year around the world. It's a paraphernalia of those benefits as conferred upon by the law. Now, at Section 5 of that particular law, which is the Former President Benefit Act Cap 15 of the laws of Zambia, which was enacted in 1993 and has applied to all former presidents who have retired from active politics. They've gotten their entitlements. But those who have continued with active politics or resumed active politics, they have their entitlements removed. It is a legal requirement. It is not this government. And this is precedented because former President Rupia Banda, when he returned to active politics, when the former ruling party, Patriotic Front, for the late President Edgar Lungu was in office, and former President Rupia Banda was president of Zambia under the party MMD. They themselves used the same law to be able to revoke the entitlements of the former president as by law established. It is quite shocking today that when the Secretary to Cabinet has heard of the civil service, wrote now to say these entitlements have been revoked because you have gone back to active politics as by law established, they have categorized and characterized that as persecution, as removing his entitlements. And for goodness' sake, the truth must be said. Former President Edgar Lungu is the only Zambian former president who has gone, who has passed on without his presidential immunity against persecution being removed from him. All the former presidents who have left office and survived, like former President Dr. Frederick Chiluba, his immunity was lifted by President Mwanawasa administration, and he had to be arrested. He had to appear before courts of law. Rupia Banda was the second one that also, transpired. Then later on, of course, President Michael Sata passed on, in office. Then we also recall that even former President Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, as founding president of Zambia, also was put under house arrest. None of this has happened for former President Edgar Lungu.
Now,
Zero.
very quickly,
President
Minister,
Hakainde Hichilema.
unfortunately, we have run out of time, and I have to ask, what solutions is government bringing forward for the former president to be repatriated back to his home country?
The government of the Republic of Zambia is, under the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema, is not tiring up in engaging the family to ensure that former President Edgar Lungu is repatriated back to his homeland, Zambia, and be given a befitting, dignified, farewell. That is what we are working at. That is what President Hakainde Hichilema is working at, to ensure that this impasse is resolved, because in our minds it is very clear that the only thing that can be said to be true is that a few of former president's children and of course his wife have cases before the courts of law because they have astronomical, unexplained wealth that it is reasonably expected that they could not have attained in the last 7 years of his presidency. And that is the work of
I will ask you that you do come back to us and give us an update once a solution has been brought to the fore, and then we can also unpack other issues that may have added or compounded to this situation that is unfolding and that the world is watching, as Zambia's former president is still to be repatriated back home because of this crisis between the government of Zambia and the family. Thank you so much for your time today on Africa Update, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon once there is a solution going forward.
Thank you for having me. I'll definitely be able to get back to you for further updates within the day today. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. That is Cornelius Mweetwa, Zambia's Minister of Information, joining us on the line. Our news headlines up next with Jolani Tulongwepe.